Hi again, this is James Hess with Pastor Planet, and today we're going to talk about what theologians call the Protoevangelium. It's the first hint or even just mention of prophecy for a coming Messiah that would come out of the seed of the woman through the line that God made for Adam and Eve, that it would come out of a woman and not the man. So let's find out more about it. So, the Protoevangelium is preaching Genesis 3 prophetically. It will transport your flock from the valley of the shadow of death to green pastures like the Garden of Eden. So, when I was a boy, from the age of 5 on, I would daydream and imagine how God created this earth, sun, moon, stars, and universe as a whole. I loved to ponder it over and over again. That seemed like a sure fact, because I would always think of the Big Bang with it, kind of like a skeptical mind. I didn't like things popping out of nowhere for no reason, and doing unexplained things for no reason as well. So, going on, I had a hard time seeing a snake be the deliverer, of the lies of Lucifer. And once I found out that the serpent was the Nakash, and it's a being that was created by God, I don't think that it was a possessed snake or anything like that. But I put a video up there about the Garden of Eden and the Nakash. There's Mark Flynn. He has some things to say about it as well. If you pay attention, you will see that the media and popular opinion portray God the Father of the Old Testament as some ill-tempered, petty version of the Monty Python idea of God in the clouds. He hates it when people grovel, but will just as soon zap them with lightning. Unfortunately, our society has been duped into believing a Gnostic version of God. In short, the Gnostic idea of God was that of a demiurge. This idea erroneously paints Yahuwah as the mistaken creator of the material world, which they saw as evil. Their demiurge was made by Sophia, the lowest of all emanations of the Platonic realm of ideas, from which all material objects would find their true form. And that's just part of Gnostic theurgy. Just this whole idea has been really kind of picked up by our current world and worldview, our zeitgeist, as it were. So in their view, the demiurge imprisoned Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. After having made both them in the garden, there they would be unable to think for themselves and chart their own course. They'd be doomed to eternal ignorance and slavery, not for the gift given by the knowledge of the good and evil. The story becomes Luciferian when it is suggested that they received freedom from the imprisonment by their childish demiurge through secret illumination. Want to guess who the hero of this twisted story is? If you watch The Truman Show, Pleasantville, or The Matrix, you will see the concept of a control freak God bent on caging us like animals in the false shadow of reality. But here is the true Protoevangelium promise in Genesis 3:15. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I'll put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed and her seed. And shall bruise thy head, and you shall bruise thy heel. And it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Meaning that the seed of the woman, who we find out later as we go along who that is. The Protoevangelium truth of the matter is that the truth is that the pre-incarnate Jesus walked with Adam and Eve in the cool of the day in the garden, and that all their questions would be answered in relationship with Jesus, who is the express image of the Father. Who else would it be who would walk with them in the garden? Jesus desires to walk in the cool of the day again with his flock, as he did in the Garden of Eden. Genesis 3:14 through 15 is the first Messianic prophecy as it pertains to the light and the victory of Jesus that he proclaimed in John 12:27-36. Now is my soul troubled, and what shall I say, Father? Save me from this hour, but for this cause came I unto the world. Father, glorify thy name. Then came there a voice from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. The people therefore stood by and heard it, said that it thundered, and others said, an angel spake to him. Jesus answered and said, This voice came not because of me, but for your sakes. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. If I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. This he said, signifying what death he should die. The people answered him, We have heard out of the law that Christ abideth forever. How sayest thou, the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man? And Jesus said unto them, Yet a little while is the light with you. Walk while ye have the light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth. While ye have light, believe in the light, that ye may be the children of light. These things spake Yeshua, and departed, and did hide himself from them. So the Genesis 3:15 Protoevangelium gives us hope, spiritual authority, and power in Yeshua's name. Yeshua said in verse 31, Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. Who might you ask is the prince of this world? I'll give you a hint. The Illuminists, New Agers, and Gnostics call him Lucifer, the light bearer. Jesus said with more truth than John 8 and 10 that he was a liar, murderer, and thief, and his children do those things after him. 2 Corinthians 4:4 calls him the god of this world. It seems that when Lucifer conned Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, he not only tempted and won over Adam to disobey God's command not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, he took the deed to the dominion over the world rulers. Jesus took Satan seriously and seriously rejected Satan's temptation to worship him for the ruling of the nations they were temporarily Satan's to give. In Revelations 12:7-9, Satan and his minions are cast out of heaven, having been defeated in a war that some connect with the victory of Jesus on the cross due to the following verses. And it's we'll look into more of that next time for part 2 for Revelations 12:10-17. Just for right now, this is the end of this video, and we're going to pick up our study with our next video, part 2. Take care, and like and share this video. Thank you.